Wow. Just wow. Just freaking wow. I mean, I was with I was with Harris today, not Harrison. Bumbles, I love you. And I'm trying to get the light right today. Josh, I'm sorry. I'm back in New York City, so I don't have the lighting right, and it's dark, and I'm trying, but it ain't working, and I don't know what's going on. I guess the lighting, yeah, I don't know. I can't get the lighting the way I want. I got to bring the lighting thing behind me, and that'll fix it. I forgot to put it up today, and I apologize. Josh says he wants to see my beautiful face. I was with Harrison. I mean Harris. I love it. We left in Bubbles goes Harrison, right? I said Harris. You and Michigan got your ears checked. Babs was there. Hey, he's already here. Dr. Joe. The Giants with 126 left in the game had a win probability of 97.3%. They couldn't get a goddamn first down. You let Joe DeVito, I looked at the stats here. Joe DeVito, Bumbles. I figured, Tyrod Taylor gets injured. And I understand, you got a quarterback and hasn't played, but the guy played football. He's played college football. He's played at a high level in college football. But 2 for 7 for -1 yards. Tyrod Taylor was 4 for 7 for 8 yards. They went 6 for 14 for -9 yards. -9 yards. 6 catches for 7 yards. The leading receiver were Darren Waller and Matt Breida. Each had 1 catch for 4 yards. Saquon had 3 catches for 0 yards. Josh, welcome. And they can't get the first down. They get the ball back. The first 3 quarters, the Jets had 140 yards of total offense. They had, you want to talk about an ugly game. 140 total yards for 3 quarters, the Jets. 0 for 10 on third downs. 0 red zone trips. 2 turnovers. 8 penalties for 80 yards. 155 rushing yards allowed. TD allowed to Tommy DeVito, losing 10-7. At the half, Rich Samini, you want to talk about ugly? More combined punts by the two teams, 15, than pass completions with 12, and first downs with 8. 0 for 18 on third downs. The Jets and Giants in the game, in a terrible game that Bumbles did not want to go to overtime, but of course it had to go because this game had to go on forever. I wanted it to be a tie. That's what I wanted a tie game, and Bumbles would have been like, what the fuck did we just witness? Yeah, what the fuck did we witness? It was awesome hanging out with them. I had a great time. We talked politics. We talked life. We talked everything. They said, Bumbles said the most punt yardage in a game since 1988. The two teams combined for 24 first downs. They were 4 for 34 on third. 4 for 34. The Giants got 5 first downs by penalty. The Jets 2. A total of the Jets had 251 yards of total offense. The Giants 194. The Giants 2.8 yards per play. The Jets 4. Ugly. Red zone 0 for 2. The Giants 1 for 3. And Graham Gano missed 2 field goals on top of it. 2 field goals. And then I got Broccoli Rob on. And I'm like, listen, Zach Wilson is not the answer. I said, okay. Listen, he goes, they've won 3 in a row. I hear you. But I was like, when they were about to lose the game, what did I say? I said, Zach Wilson sucks. 4th down. That's another thing. 4th down, Zach Wilson doesn't get rid of the fucking ball. He runs around, and takes the sack. Where at the end of the ball game, he threw a ball up. They got a pass interference against Adoree Jackson, who Harris was like, just turn the fuck around. You would have got and it was underthrown. He could have got the interception, and they got a pass interference on that winning drive in overtime. But Zach Wilson, before that, running around, it takes a sack. Are you fucking kidding me? You take a sack in his 4th down. You have to get rid of the ball. And then Broccoli Rob is talking to me, and I said, Zach Wilson sucks 4th down. So I figured at that point it's over. He goes, Coach lost the game. I said, Coach. I said, everyone, total team non-effort. Zach sucks. He goes, penalties. Wasting the defense, I said. He goes, Lazard dropped open passes. How many passes did Lazard drop? I don't remember him dropping that many goddamn passes. 0 for 3rd down, I said. He said, Giants screwed up their draft position. And Harris goes, I hate that shit. And I do too. Because these guys are playing for their next job. If they're on a shitty team, they want to keep playing the NFL, and they're not tanking. NFL players don't tank. Maybe fans want teams that tank, but the players are playing for now and for the future. So they don't want any of that shit. And I totally agree on that front. They're not tanking. Who gives a shit about draft position? These guys are professionals. They're trying to win ball games. And then, unbelievable. At the end, I said they stepped in shit. He goes, Zach's the man. I go, right. Zach sucks. He laughs. Giants blew it. Not that time. Love Graham. Yeah, they blew it. 2 field goals. Yeah. And I said, he got that new contract in the offseason. I'm like, please. He said, Zach, clutch when it matters. 4 is 3, all that matters. I go, facts. Only wins and losses matter. I go, yeah. I said, well, Wilson, not the long-term answer. Take that 4th down play. Get rid of the fucking ball, man. What the fuck? Game should have been over. But Dable sucks even more because he takes the ball. I mean, he can't throw passes, little dink and dunks, and expect Saquon to get the 1st down every goddamn time. You give him back. Then you get a penalty for offsides. Give a free play. Bam, he gets it up to Garrett Wilson at 7 catches for 100 yards. And bam, they're in, and all of a sudden they're in field goal position. You're like, holy shit. And they get the goddamn, that sent it into overtime. Then they win in overtime because DeVito, they take the ball out of his goddamn, all he does, didn't give him any chance to succeed. He goes, I've been saying that about Zach, but they're on a 3-game winning streak. Yeah, in spite of him. He goes, I go in spite of him. All Zach does is win this season, not because of him. He goes, he outplayed Hurts. Yeah, okay. They had a great defense and 4 field goals. They didn't do anything in the red zone. Mahomes and Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson isn't saying much. And yes, he had the best game of the season. Yeah, in the same play, Bumble's right. The same play to Barkley that gained a total of -1 yards. Good God. I mean, talk about, and Dable, I'm on the sidelines all dressed up. Sal looks like he would have been shirtless if he could have been. And at the end of the game, it's like, well, look at what I found. And I'm sorry. Zach Wilson not the long-term answer. I know they had to win that game. They're 4-3. They're still in the playoff hunt. Next week, they get we looked up the Jets schedule. Didn't we, Bumbles? We looked up the Jets schedule, and we saw who the Jets play next week. And the Jets ended, thank you, Marco, a 7-game losing streak. Oh, and also, Bumble said a great one. Now, Michigan says she saw it somewhere. Jets stands for just end this shit. And I said, we got to make T-shirts. She said, I think I've seen this before. But I was like, I don't know about that, babe. I don't know. I don't. Yeah. I mean, Jets schedule going forward. They are playing next week. Okay, right. They get the Chargers Monday night, at the Raiders, at the Bills, Dolphins at home, Falcons at home, Texans at home, at Dolphins, at host Commanders, at the Browns, at the Patriots. And the Dolphins just swept the Pats, and Tyreek Hill became the first receiver to have 1,000 receiving yards in the first 8 games. So that's not good. Yes, Josh, that game was beyond brutal to watch. That was like that was like in 40-Year-Old Virgin when he gets his chest wax and he's yelling Kelly Clarkson. I mean, the fans there were like, what are we watching? What are we witnessing? And this is a 4-3 Jet team, and you're like, come on. I mean, listen, you know what? There are no, as Harris said, there are no easy games out there. There are no cream puffs any. I mean, today the Texans lost a terrible game. They lost on the last play of the game to the Texans lost to who today? To Carolina on the road. You got to win those games. You have to win this game. And fantasy, God damn it. Pollard did shit today. I'm getting destroyed again. I am getting destroyed. What's the score? I was down by 40 points. Now I'm down. All right. I'm down 4 points right now, but it says I have a 39% chance of winning. Pacheco, it was supposed to snow today, and it did not. Now I was going to bench Lockett. Well, Lockett has 19 points already today, so maybe he'll get something going. Pickens had 1 catch. That killed me. The Cleveland D is not playing well. And right now it says I have a 39% chance of winning when I only, you know why? Because I have 1 player left, and he has, he has 2 more players. So I guess that's why I have, unless one of my guys steps up. Again, Stroud fucks me. CJ Stroud fucks me every goddamn week. Every week. Yeah, the Panthers. How did the Panthers beat the goddamn Texans? Panthers are terrible this year. It looks like I'm not going to get the win today. Yeah, Pollard did shit. Cowboys blew out. Cowboys 43-20 over the Rams. Stafford got hurt today. I mean, unbelievable. Eagles barely beat. Washington gives them a tough time. They won by 7. Pittsburgh, Pickens got hurt, and they lost to the Jags. 20-10. Yeah, and Pickens could be out for a while. Tucker's already missed a field goal, made 2 extra points, so I'm screwed there. God damn it. This fantasy shit drives me crazy. Oh, and they just stripped the ball out of Russell Wilson's hands again. Love it. And a turnover. That's what we're talking about. Bumbles we were talking about today, and with Babs. How did they not, and Michigan and Harris, how did they not sense the rush around them? That's something you would think as a quarterback, you have to have a feel in the pocket. Didn't have a feel in the pocket, man. And Mahomes' family was all sick all this whole week. He had to take fluids today. And yeah, just slapped the ball out of his hands. So we had him. Okay, that's another thing. The defender for the defender for the got a hand on him. So he had to feel pressure right there, and he still got to slap the ball away. Yeah. Did he get a hand on him? Or maybe I'm wrong there. I thought he got a hand on him. But you have to have a presence. And Russell Wilson's guy's been playing for a long time. Got to be able to sense that in the pocket, right? That's something you should. I think that's something you have to sense. But yeah, so then, yeah. Broccoli Rob, I said, you're drinking the Kool-Aid, dude. But he thinks, hey, he said, sorry, bro. Wait, oh, no, that's not him. Oh, wait. Yeah, yeah, 3-game winning streak. You can talk about Zach taking us to the playoffs. I don't want him anyway. Zach wins big games. Cousins, now he's in a contract year. They think he reportedly tore his Achilles. So BYU quarterback, BYU alum, Jaron Hall is the quarterback going forward for the Vikings after they won today. They're talking about that should LaFleur be fired by the Packers. Packers had another, and that's what I wanted to see. How did Jordan Love play today? Usually I'm watching Red Zone. So today was kind of interesting watching one game, and we're talking and everything and hanging out. So that's the first time I've done that in a while, where I'm watching just one game. And also, okay, this always pisses me off, is I know Bud Adams owned the Oilers and then moved them to Nashville to become the Titans, Tennessee to become the Titans. I don't think the Titans should be wearing goddamn Oilers retro, even though I think Derrick Henry would have been a phenomenal Oiler. But I can't stand that the Titans are wearing Oilers retro. That should be staying with the Texans in Houston and not the other way around. That's bullshit. That's bullshit. I call bullshit on that front. And what did today? Yeah, Kirk Cousins threw 2 touchdown passes, had a good game. Madison no running, and Addison another touchdown. Addison's been picking up for Justin Jefferson. Jordan Love 229, 24-41 touchdown interception, led the team in rushing. Yeah, they're not gay. Listen, they are 2-5. Minnesota's 4-4 after the horrendous start. I mean, we're going to see what happens there. But yeah, crazy. Yeah, Garrett Wilson, 1 interception now the last 5 games. He's 31st out of 32nd quarterbacks in third down QBR. Well, come on, they didn't get the job done. What were they? 2 for what I say? 2 for 0 for nothing, nothing through the first 3 quarters, and then got it in the. Let's see what they did. What the Jets were. Yeah, 2 for 15 on third down. So his QBR wasn't getting any better there. And yeah, listen, I think I said 14-10. I remember saying 14-10 Jets. 17. I think I said 14-10, and I was close. And they're thinking week 10 versus the Cowboys for Daniel Jones to look pissed on the sidelines for that game. Also, I didn't see Michigan goes, did you see 96? Well, that's Al Woods ruptures Achilles. A lot of guys rupturing their Achilles. 36-year-old been great. Team locker room favorite, provided solid depth on the offensive line. Dable said he field goal instead of the 4th down and end game because his defense was playing well and we needed a touchdown to beat them. Yeah, well. Oh, I got to see this one. Pat Leonard. I got to see what this. Okay, so Pat Leonard had some. I got to see what's. Okay, I got to find this out. Pat Leonard. Let me see where that was. Pat Leonard. What did Brian Dable say? Yeah, said he was sending presents to Tyrod Taylor, who is still at the hospital. He went out with the ribs. Dexter Lawrence was asked if he would like to see his coach go for that 4th win in the game. I thought we would, but we got one of the better kickers in the league, so I'll trust that and take that choice. Said he tried a field goal instead of going 4th down and ending the game because his defense was playing well and the Jets would need a touch on a win. For ESPN stats and info, the Giants had a 99.7% chance to win the game before that play, whether they went or kicked. 99.7%. Yeah, they said, and Zerline's kick at the end of overtime was barely good from 33. Yeah. Brian Dable not going for 4th-1 to end it in regulation. The key mistake at end. 2-6 trade deadline Tuesday. Crazy. Unbelievable. Yeah. What did I see? Did I just see that we had some basketball today too? Just saw at the corner of my eye that we Mexico City Grand Prix, Verstappen in progress ahead of Leonard Hamilton. Wild Devils 1-1 at the end of the first. Let's see who scored today. Oh, Bratt with his 5th goal of the season. They're 1-1 at the end of one. Rangers won 4 in a row. They are 3-0 on the road trip. They play tomorrow against the Winnipeg Jets. They won 4-3 yesterday. Questionable no call for tripping on Kreider led to a assist on a goal by Keandre Miller. They won 4-3 in overtime yesterday and did not play the best game. Gave up a shorthanded goal. A lot of things didn't go right, and they still won the goddamn game, which is sweetness. Yeah, Nuggets beat the Thunder 128-195. They're 3-0 in the season. Oh, Jokic only, let me see. 28 points, 14 rebounds, 5 assists. Michael Porter Jr. had 20 points. Jamal Murray had 19. Oklahoma City got their first loss of the year. The Thunder, Holmgren, 19 points, 4 rebounds. Not bad. Who else? Oh, SGA, 7 points in 28 minutes. 2 for 16, 0 for 4. SGA now, but hey, they are still 2-1 in the season. So that was the game. And yesterday, the Nets are not playing tonight. And the Knicks played yesterday. They beat they lost to the Pelicans 96-87. They are now 1-2. Ingram scores 26. Williamson had 24. I thought they got the win yesterday. Julius Randle, 10 points, 4 for 15, over 5 from 3. He wasn't up, and he had 8 turnovers. Well, that's going to say something. Robinson had 8 points. Brunson had 14, and R.J. Barrett, 18 points. But again, quickly was off the bench with 10 points. Yeah, it's a bad loss, man. Yeah, they're 1-2. Still early in the season, right? Still early in the season. But hey, Rob, you're entitled to your opinion. You can drink the Kool-Aid. They won 3 in a row. We'll see what happens. But Zach Wilson, to me, holds on the ball too long, makes a lot of bad passes. And yes, he did enough at the end to win the goddamn game. But before that, no bueno. No bueno at all, dude. Hey, they won the game. So let's take it for that. Yeah, Mika Fitzpatrick out. Tyrod Taylor leaves with a rib injury. A lot of injuries today. Seems like Kirk Cousins is done for the season. So, I mean, does that mean DeVito starts next week? Or are they going to bring – I guess they have to go with DeVito, and maybe they'll, throw for more than -9 yards next week. Unbelievable. Ugh. And then UNC. Unbelievable, dude. I mean, might as well – it's 2 straight. You lose to a shitty goddamn UVA team who won their first game. It will only be William & Mary. And then you play against the goddamn – and now they're out of the top 25, which they should be because they fucking suck. Every year they fuck me. Every year fuck me. 46-42. Haynes King threw a 5-yard touchdown pass to Brett Seether with 4:28 remaining. Second straight loss, 46-42. They had no answers defensively. They had 2 14-point leads in the game. That doesn't matter. Jackets beat ranked UNC in Miami, lose at home to Bowling Green and Boston College. And Brett McMurphy said, will the real Georgia Tech please stand up? Unbelievable. They lost 38-27 to Bowling Green. Upset number 17, Miami, in the famous no-Neal game. Lost 38-23 at home to Boston College, who sucked. Yeah, McCaffrey. Oh, Michigan has just joined the show. I thought Michigan was coming home. Oh, wait, maybe she's out. Okay. Paul Johnson, 6-year running back. Dante Smith, old enough to play for Paul Johnson. Career 178 yards and 22 carries, including a 70-yard touchdown in the fourth quarter. Double-digit hole. So they've gone, and I love what Stuart Mandel said. They've gone in 2 weeks from playoff dark horse to Pop-Tarts Bowl frontrunner. I said they're going to go to the No One Cares Bowl. Unbelievable. Bullshit. God damn. This sucks. I mean, they ruined They ruined it for me. Ruined it for me. Unbelievable. Over. Just over. And Tez Walker took a hit, a blindside hit, which was a legal hit. He caught a ball, but then he fumbled it that maybe they would have scored a touchdown. He's been having a phenomenal season. He stayed down. Amari Harvey, massive tackle, forced a fumble, recovered by KJ Wallace. 3 receptions, 76 yards. He's 26 catches, 397, 4 touchdowns, and just like that, poof, it's over. Good God. Yeah, Bland has another interception. Bland's having a hell of a season for the and Brees Hall. Oh, I forgot the 50-yard touchdown. That was also defensive holding on the Giants. Yeah, Brees Hall. And I thought he did a weird jump at the end, but he was just doing a little dance at the end. Yeah, Will Levis, 4 touchdown passes. Unbelievable. Will Levis had a great game today, and they won. A game no one thought they should win. And De'Aaron Bland for Cowboys, 7 tackles, intercepted, return for touchdown. Brees Hall, 17 rushing yards for 12 carries, 676 for 50-yard touchdown. At the end, 79 on the ground, 70 receiving, and a 56-yard TD catch. Yeah, Jets aren't running the ball. I even saw Dalvin Cook get a run there, but that was atrocious. It was like 3 and out every series. It was like nothing was happening in the game. You're like, this is torture. This is torturous to watch. This is torturous. Brutal. Brutal, brutal, brutal. And Bumble says he's going to come on the show. Bumbles, I hope it happens. I really do. I hope you come on the show. I'd love to have you on. Babs, you want to come on? You can talk to. And Vito, his brother. I never knew of Vito, but now Bumbles is a brother. Vito, let's get Vito on too. Casey, we talked about Pittsburgh. So I saw that Jalen Warren was fined $48,556 for something that didn't even happen on the field. That wasn't even ruled a penalty, where he did a chest a head block to the chest of one of the. Who was that against last week? Who did the Steelers play last week? Steelers last week. I'm trying to see who they play, and I can't even remember who it was against. Steelers schedule. It was last week. It was against the Rams, where they lost. They won 24-17. So they lost 20-10 today. Standings right now, the Dolphins have won. Dolphins are 6-2. Bills are 5-3. Jets are 4-3. So still no race. Chiefs are losing, but they won 6 straight. The Raiders suck. Chargers. Ravens 5-2. They won 2 in a row. But Ravens play now. The Ravens on a bye. Jaguars 6-2. They won 5 in a row. Unbelievable. And then you have Eagles squeak one out. They're 7-1. They're a game up on the Cowboys. Niners 5-2 playing today. Rams 3-5. Cardinals on 6. Lions 5-2. They're playing tomorrow night. Vikes 4-4. So they got to keep winning to stay ahead in the NFC North. And the Falcons, Saints, all 4-4. Bucks play tonight. No, Bucks play tonight. Who plays tonight? Is that tonight? Buccaneers play. Oh, they're off. Oh, they played on Thursday night, right? That's when they're not playing tonight. Hey, what is the game tonight again? Sunday Night Football? Shit. Oh, it's the Chargers versus the. Oh, and Jason sent me something. Oh, yeah, Jason sent me. What did Jason send me? Jason sent me something. He was like nervous about the. Oh, wait. He sent it to me on Instagram. Yes. Yes. Let me see. Did he send it on here? Jason sent me. Oh, yeah. What did he say to me? Yeah, he's concerned about, they're going against playing the Bears tonight. And Tyson Bagent's dad is a 28-time world champion arm wrestler. And I remember it was NFL Network came. I think it was to Pro Day or something, Shepherd University. And there was a guy with a phone and a microphone. And Bagent's dad took the microphone from the guy and proceeded to do commentary as he was beating just took the guy's arm down. He goes, well, this is what's going to happen. We're going to start here, and then your arm's going to go down here when I beat you. And the guy was like, all his mic, the reporter trying to, he asked the guy, have you ever done arm wrestling before? He said, no. He takes his arm, and the guy's like, with all his might, and Badgen's status just like, and then he just pops him down. And I'm just like, God damn, that's a tough motherfucker. So that's what he said he's concerned about tonight. He goes, I'm honestly worried about the Chargers tonight just based on this. Badgen's going to play. We're going to see that. So that's tonight. And you have the hockey tonight. What is it? The Heritage Classic tonight? Is that what it is? Heritage Classic. Is that what it is tonight? Yeah, NHL tonight is outdoor game held in football stadiums. Tonight it is the Heritage Classic. And I don't think that McDavid is playing. Practice On Saturday, it's likely to play against Calgary, 7 p.m. on TBS. So that's on tonight. Michigan's going to want to watch it. She goes, is it cold enough? I said, babe, I checked the temperature. It's going to be like 20 degrees game time. And the temperature yesterday was gorgeous here in New York. It's freezing. Hal goes, it's going to be the 50s in Galveston. We checked the temperature. Yeah, at night. And the football game Saturday is 11 o'clock in the morning. So I'm really hoping Kansas State, which just kicked Houston's ass, 41-0, comes into Texas. But Malik Murphy did play very well for, nice pass, but incompletion. Played well, 35-6 yesterday over BYU, but K-State comes in hot. That's at 11 o'clock on Saturday. And then Sunday, hopefully we're going to watch the Bucks play the Texans. And I don't know if I keep playing C.J. Stroud. I think it's going to come back and bite me in the ass. Every week, I feel like I go back and forth. It's like a tightrope. And Cowboys, unbelievable. Stafford, they're down 43-20, 93,000 the game. Dak Prescott over 300 yards, 4 touchdowns. A.J. Brown, first player in NFL history with 125-plus receiving yards in 6 straight games. You've Tyreek Hill, who first player to reach 1,000-plus yards in first 8 games. Jalen Ramsey, interception his first game back for the Dolphins. 6-2. Their half game back of the Chiefs of the AFC lead. They play next week in Germany. That's going to be interesting. The Toronto Argonauts, 16-2, done with the regular season CFL playoffs coming up. And from what I heard, so Herbert's, DJ Moore, they have these bets. I don't do this bet shit. But Moore, 8 receptions, 3 of the last 4 games. Bears, 14 passing touchdowns allowed. Second most NFL. Herbert's averaging 273 yards passing last 6 games. We'll see what happens. But Ngannou knocked down Fury, who looked like he was a little loopy in the 3rd round, had him in trouble in the 4th, and lost a split decision. And, he wasn't going to get it, but only his first fight, he's only going to get better. If he wants to, he can. Now, Usyk is supposed to be fighting December 23rd in Riyadh against Usyk, but that's 2 months away, and he had a cut in his head. That fight's probably going to be pushed back a little bit, and there's a rematch clause, which means they'll have to fight at least 2 times, and then we'll see what Ngannou will do. Fury's 34-0, 34-1, 24 KOs, settled for decision. Yeah, he didn't. They did say that it was left hook to the temple in the 3rd round. He went down, but just like the previous 6 times he's been knocked down, the 7th of his career, including 4 total in his heavyweight title trilogy with Wilder, Fury beat the count. Said that wasn't in the script. He's a very awkward man, and he's a very good puncher, and I respect him a lot. He wasn't coming forward. He was standing back waiting for me. He's giving me probably one of the toughest fights in the last 10 years. Good boxer. He's a lot better than I thought he'd be, and he gave me a good fight. I would like to do it again down the line. I'm sure Francis would like to do it as well. Yeah, good God. Yeah, well, I guess that could happen. Ngannou's 37. He's not like a young guy. He said, I'm a fighter. We can run it back again, and I'm sure I will get better. That was my first boxing match. Great experience. I'm not giving any excuse. No, it came short, but I'm going to go back and work harder with a little more experience, a little more feeling the game, and I will come back even stronger. Yeah, pretty fun. What did he say, too? He said at the end, at first I was a little nervous, and Ngannou said, this is a new sport that I never did. Now I can do this shit, so get ready. So they said Ngannou would be among the biggest fights in boxing after Fury rematch with Usyk. But there could be a fight between Ngannou and Usyk should he win. There's also Wilder, Joshua, Andy Ruiz Jr. Yeah, but they said that whatever he's done, he's going to make a lot of money. We'll see if that happens. What happens in the future? But yeah, a lot of money. Did not get to see in the fight where we get to the party. Michigan's dressed up as Wonder Woman, and Jody was also dressed up as Wonder Woman. And she had a fancy out. Michigan had a cute outfit, but she had the boots. Jody, she had the golden lasso. Michigan looked great, and I was like, how funny is you both have the same goddamn costume on? But the best was there's a guy Pat that we're all friends with. He came as a guy who got pickleball smashed into his head, all over his body, and then he had a pickleball racket in his head, and he did it all himself. I'm like, how creative is that? That's an outfit. And Brock LaRob goes, next year I'm winning it all. And I got a couple. We're already thinking of costumes for next year. Next year I came as the wedding singer guy, which hilarious. Wedding singer guy. I showed the picture. Michigan says she knows the one, even though it's out there. So if you look up, go to my Facebook page or something, you'll see pictures of me. Yeah, I'll be tagged, but yeah, I'm gonna respect Michigan. She didn't want the pictures up, so and Bill, feel better. Stockton 4-1 yesterday. They won. What else did I see today? Shit, I just saw something. Yeah, I went to about Stockton won 4-1. They play Wednesday against Montclair State at home. Supposed to rain. Thomas, I love you, but I'm not sitting in the pouring rain, especially when I fly the next day. Can't do that. Just can't do it. Can't do it. And Oklahoma dropped 4 spots. They lost to Kansas. That was a big win yesterday. Dropped 4 spots at 10. The top 5 teams held their places, which Georgia, Michigan, the dump, Washington, and Ohio State, Florida State, and Washington all kept their spots. Georgia number 1 for the 20th straight week, receiving 48-63, distancing itself from number 2 Michigan after they walloped Florida. 50th consecutive week, either Georgia or Alabama has been number 1. Received 9 first place votes. Michigan, Florida, Ohio State, and Florida State each received 3. Washington remained number 5. They won a tough game against Stanford. Oregon blew out Utah on the road, who had won 18 straight at home. Utah. Ducks moved up 2 spots, number 6 after a dominant win at Utah, which dropped to number 18. Texas is now at number 7 after blowing up BYU, but Alabama moved up to 8, and Penn State to 9th. Bama plays LSU next week. Sooners lost for the first time this season at Kansas for the first time since '97. So now they said that's going to affect in the Big 12 title game because now Oklahoma dropped. But I still think it's, you got to play each other, so we'll see what happens going forward with that front. Kansas re-entered the rankings at number 22. Kansas State moved back to number 25. They got a big matchup. I'll be there, Texas, on Saturday. Air Force is number 17. They finished number 13 in 1998, and that's something I want. Air Force football, 1998. Let's see what they did that year. 1998 Air Force finished 12-1, and they won the Oahu Classic 45-25 over LSU. I'm sorry, over Washington. Their only loss that year. That's why I want to see their schedule. Where did I find their schedule? WAC champs and Oahu. That's all they got that year? That sucks. So 98. The only loss they had, they lost to TCU, which was number 23 at the time, 35-34. And Texas Christian that year finished 7-5. They won the Sun Bowl over USC 2019. So 12-1. Hey, and James Madison won again. Tulane won again. So Notre Dame blew out, they 52 they blew out Pittsburgh's playing like shit. LSU 6-2. Missouri goes to Georgia next week. That's a big game. Louisville won again. They beat Duke. Oregon State lost to Arizona. They dropped 11-16. Air Force. Utah, Tennessee 6-2. UCLA beat 28-16 over Colorado. What? Shedeur Sanders got sacked 7 times. Tulane's 21. Kansas 22. James Madison 23. Can't even go to a bowl game. Southern California beat Cal 50-49, and there were protesters locked arms at midfield. They couldn't break them apart. They were protesting a female professor who was stalking another professor at Cal, who said they were going to hunger strike. I wanted to know, what are they protesting? Someone sent me the article. I was like, Jesus Christ. And 49 points USC. And they talked about that Caleb Williams was going to retire or was going to, leave. Salah. What did Salah say? Oh, Salah couldn't keep his flag off the sidelines? Really? Oh, I didn't see that. All right. Well, am I shocked? No. Listen. Everybody's got an opinion. Everybody's got something to say about everything now. Hey, I'm Jewish. I'm proud to be a Jew. I'm proud of Israel. Like, it's funny. My friend Lanker asked me, about, my aunt, where my family came from. Yeah, I saw it. I just saw it. Thank you. And where my ancestors are from, my family, my heritage. And I said, you know what? I mean, they're from Eastern Europe, but I'll tell you, I went to Israel. That's the only time ever in my life I felt like a Jew. Like, I feel like here, I don't wear my chais out. I don't wear my Jewish stuff out. I'm always kind of on alert. I've always dealt with anti-Semitism my whole life, growing up. Years ago, there was this kid, Vinny Cleffy, a fucking douchebag from my town, and he cut me off, and I got out of the car. We were at a stoplight. I remember he goes, what do you do that for? And he goes, because you're a Jew. And I was so stunned that he said it. And I remember I saw him at the fair in town, and I wanted to fucking punch him in the face. And then my friend Danny told me that he did something. I guess he made some racist remarks and everything, and he he did some work in town, and they lost all his contracts. So I'm like, you know what? Karma's a bitch, motherfucker. Karma's a bitch. I guess everybody, hey, listen, everybody's got something to say now, but all I got to tell you is who attacked first? Who drew first blood? Wasn't Israel. I'll tell you that much. And I'm all for Israel scorching. I'm all for Israel going in and do what they have to do. That's me. That's my opinion. That's what I feel. I feel like this is what they have to do. And listen, I know I don't like talking politics. That's why I talk sports. But that really pissed me off. Made me just think about all the shit growing up and everything. And I feel like always blame the Jews. Always got to blame the Jews. Yeah, I'm not religious by any means. By any means. I'm very more cultural, more food, all that stuff. I love the food, love everything, love the traditions. But going to temple, no, never my thing. Never was. But going to Israel, I didn't have to do any of that stuff. I just hung out. I was a Jew. Everything shut down on Saturday. I had no choice. You shut down and you're like, all right. But I did. I loved it there. I really did. I want to go back. I would like to. So, yeah. I know. But yeah, I saw that. So 7 unbeaten teams left. Brett Murphy, who's left? Air Force 8-0, Florida State 8-0, Georgia 8-0, Liberty 8-0, Michigan 8-0, the Dump 8-0, Washington 8-0, and James Madison. Well, you're definitely going to have Michigan's going to beat the Dump, so one of those teams are going to lose. Penn State did not look good this past week. Did not look good against Indiana. I know he had over 100 yards receiving, the Maserati, Marvin Harrison Jr., but they did not look very good. 24-10 over Wisconsin. I don't think Penn State's that good. So I really think it's going to come down to Michigan and the Dump. And then we're going to see, and everybody's like, you think they're going to be able to compete with the SEC? I don't know. I just don't know. I feel like because neither of those teams have played anybody, and I think the Big Ten is really down. Like Northwestern beat Maryland. I'm like, dude, Ari, how did that happen? Can't leave. I'm sorry. I know they're playing better football Northwestern, but man, you gotta win those games. Those are games. I know you're on the way. You gotta win those games. Those are games you have to win. So shit. Yeah. Crazy. Yeah, I'm done talking about UNC. I'm done. Jackson State actually reached out to Leilana Armenta, went for 3-3 on PATs yesterday, become the first woman ever to score in an HBCU game in a 40-14 win over UAPB. What is UAPB? Jackson State? Who is Jackson State Tigers football? Who is that? Arkansas Pine Bluff. Oh, interesting. So I reached out to her and she said, thank you. I'd love to get you on a podcast. I reach out to everybody, man. First woman, congrats. I'm happy for you. Leilana, congratulations for that one. Oklahoma State, 6-2. They beat Cincinnati, who are 45-13. Listen to this. Only players in Oklahoma State history with 250 yards rushing in consecutive games, Barry Sanders and Ollie Gordon II. So Ollie Gordon ran for 272, 2 touchdowns. The week before against West Virginia, 282, 4 touchdowns. He is averaging almost 8 yards a carry, 1,087 yards, and 10 touchdowns. How about that? 250 yards, 2+ games. Only him and Barry Sanders, and they are playing good football. They give Oklahoma in the last Bedlam game. That could be a problem. And one of the goalposts from Kansas' upset win over Oklahoma has landed in Potter Lake 9. Thank you, Mac Olson. Their first win over Oklahoma since 97. First top 10 win at home since 84. No Power 5 team gets eliminated on the spot with the loss. But how about that? First time they've beaten Oklahoma. 84. Aikman was quarterback of the team at Oklahoma. Wow. So Oklahoma still can get to the college football playoff, even with the loss, because there's still some games to play. But they're going to have to play Oklahoma State, which is playing pretty well now. Lance Leipold is 12-9 since last season. He's going to be Michigan State's going to reach out to him. Northwestern. What if Harbaugh leaves Michigan? I don't think he's going to be there much longer. I mean, the record 2010 to 2021, 23 wins, 118 losses. Last 2 years, 12-9, including 6-2 this season. They losing streak snapped yesterday. 18 versus Oklahoma, 19 versus AP top 10, and 25 versus AP top 10 at home. That's amazing. And Geno Smith threw a terrible pass. Well, his guy didn't read the play right. And is that Najigba Smith? Whoever it was that should have been intercepted, dude. That's why you play defense. You should make that catch. And Cleveland's up 2017 on the Seahawks. Fuck Clemson. Love this. Lost NC State 24-17, 4-4, 2-4 in the ACC. First time they've lost consecutive regular season games since November 2011. Hey, Dabo, hit the transfer portal hard, and you had a great run, but I don't know if that runs. I think that run might be done. Georgia blew out Florida. They were down 7-0. They outscored them 43-13 the rest of the way. 25th straight win. Carson Beck, 19-28, 315, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. No Brock Bowers. Ladd McConkey, 6 catches, $135, including a 54-yard catch and run. They host 7-1 Missouri, which I don't think it's on the same level then. Could be a good game. We'll see what happens. And then they'll, it looks like Georgia's got a good run to go to make it happen again. We'll see what happens. Yeah, Trevion Henderson hasn't been healthy. 24, $162, including a 33-yard touchdown. 24-10. They came in 94th nationally yards per carry. I mean, Marvin Harrison had 6 catches, $123, 2 touchdowns. I think he should be up for the Heisman. I do agree with that front. But I'll tell you, you won't know until they play Michigan. You won't know until they play Michigan. You just won't know. Time will tell. Florida State what was it? 41-16 over Wake Forest. Was it 34-7 at the half? And Jordan Travis, 359, 3 touchdowns. I mean, they're playing damn good ball. Next 3 games, they're at Pitt, home for Miami, home versus North Alabama, before closing at Florida. Yeah. And even if they slip once they got that blowout LSU win in their back pocket, we'll see what happens there. Oregon blew out. Yeah, I mean, this is a team that could make the college football playoff. If they can win the way out, hey, 35-6 at Utah, which had 18 in a row, 27 last 28. Bo Nix, 14-15 first passes completed. They picked up Bryson Barnes twice, held them to 2.8 yards per rushing attempt. They lost in Washington, but that is and I agree. I agree with Barrett Sally. He said Oregon has no margin for error. There's no doubt the Ducks are capable of winning the national title. I'm not talking about just getting the college football playoff. I'm talking about winning it. They're ultra dynamic on offense, rock solid on defense. Yeah, I think they could do some damage down the stretch, but that's the thing, you got to win that. Then you got to win the Pac-12 championship game. I mean, there's a lot more football left to play. I guess we'll see what happens going forward, but time will tell. Only Mahomes could throw. Going away from with he's running down the field. He kind of twists his body and throws across his body, sidearm, and gets off the wrong foot and gets a beautiful pass off. Only him. Only Mahomes. He is amazing. Washington did not look 42-33 over Stanford. Missed a 4th and 2 at the end. 2-6 team. They do not look that they have looked pretty ordinary. I mean, they didn't play well against Arizona. Arizona just beat Oregon State last week. They had they did a pick 6 to win that game. And I know that Michael Penix Jr. threw for 4 touchdowns, but they got some games coming up. They go next week's trip. They go to Coliseum, which there's going to be not a lot of defense, and Caleb Williams. They're not going to play for a conference championship. They've lost 2 games already. Well, actually, they only lost 1 game. So I guess they're still playing for conference championship. Not going to play for college football playoff, but we'll see what happens. I mean, the game 50-49. Trojans were down 28-17, 43-29, won 50-49. After the Bears went for 2 and missed with 58 seconds left. And the Californians are the 3rd quarterback of the year, redshirt freshman Fernando Mendoza, 5th string tailback by days, and 4 turnovers, and they still managed to have 7 TD drives, which still a half game behind Washington first place with the Huskies coming to town next week. So, I mean, they're still playing for something, not playing for college football playoff, but they can play spoiler, and I'd like to see that happen. And Arizona, Big S, always got to talk for my buddy Big S. Went to Arizona, went to an Arizona State Thanksgiving football game at Arizona once. Noah Fafita, Saturday night, the redshirt freshman threw a go-ahead 40-yard touchdown. I couldn't stay awake. 27-24, they beat Oregon State. They're 5-3-2 in the Pac-12. Oregon State 6-2, 3-2. He went 25-32, 275, 3 touchdowns on a pick. And since he took over Week 5 against Washington, he's become a far more formidable team that has now knocked off ranked teams in consecutive games. They're 1 win away from making their first bowl game in 6 years. Congrats to them. The Vols, 27-0. They got Alabama won against them. Bounced back 33-27 over Kentucky. And they held Ray Davis, who was having a phenomenal season rushing, 42 yards and 16 carries. They are limited playing spoilers down the stretch with number 1 Georgia coming to town November 18th. Big 12, 5-way tie atop the Big 12. 4 of those teams have games against one each other next week. Good Oklahoma State. So the Bedlam game is coming up. Then Texas hosts Kansas State. I thought Oklahoma State. Oklahoma's playing Oklahoma State next week. They usually play Thanksgiving. The Bedlam is already happening. Oklahoma State football they play next week is, the Bedlam game's this week. Usually it's Thanksgiving. I don't like that. It should be end of the season. And Horns won. Malik Murphy, 2 turnovers early, but then had a couple touchdown passes. Wildcats, 41-0, have gone 9 quarters since allowing their last touchdown. Iowa State, 5-3, 4-1. They've won the last 3. They host Kansas next. And, that's the thing, too. You got to see if Kansas can, that's the thing. Great teams, like I was talking about tennis players. You beat a top tennis player. You beat Djokovic. You beat Nadal. You beat Federer. And then you don't win the tournament. You lose your next game. Well, Kansas has to build off beating. If you want to be a great team, you want to be a team that's going to get it done, you have to keep winning. You have to win the week after. You have a great game like that. You got to keep winning. So I guess we're going to see what happens going forward. Time will tell. Yeah, Pitt, 2-6, 2 years removed from the ACC championship, 58-7 at Notre Dame. So making an out-of-context post-game quote in which Narduzzi seems to be trashing his players went viral. So the full quote was, "I'll go back as a football coach. You lose a lot of good players from a year ago. When you think as a coach you're going to replace them, and obviously we haven't. Again, it starts with me. I didn't do a good enough job coaching today. Put it on me, and we've got to make plays." So former Penn State backup Christian Valou replaced former BC starter Phil Jerkovich a few weeks ago through 4 picks against the Irish. Thank you, Noah Hiles, for that. Va-Tech, 4-4, 3-1. They sprung to life 3 lopsided. They beat Syracuse 38-10. And, I think Dino Babbers has hung out for 8 years, 2 winning seasons. Yeah, it's time for him to go. SMU, 6-2, 4-0 in the AAC, 52-3 over 3-5. Tulsa was over before halftime. Preston Stone, the former 4-star recruit, who then Sonny Dykes convinced to stay home despite other Power 5 suitors, 15-20, 371, 3 touchdowns. They aren't in the top 25 like Air Force and Tulane, but could land there for a New Year's Six bowl if they win the AAC. They're currently a 3-way tie with Tulane and UTSA, neither of whom face SMU in the regular season. So that to be interesting how that goes. And James Madison can't go, but man, 30-27 over Old Dominion. Unbelievable, man. Yeah. What are they, 11 in a row? You'll see, yeah. Unbelievable. 11 in a row, 8-0. And this was a team, just came over. I mean, that's pretty impressive to go from, transition from FCS to FBS. And James Madison win streak. I mean, last year, James Madison is doing all this. He's getting it done. I mean, this is all happening now. 11th in a row. It's crazy, right? Monarchs are a 20-point underdog. They won 11 in a row. Crazy, right? Rushing defense. They host Coastal Carolina next Saturday. I'm sorry. It's Old Dominion. James Madison at Georgia State. And, so they can't go to a bowl game right now. I mean, that's crazy, right? Yeah. And they just keep winning. They just keep winning ball games. That's all they keep doing is winning. And so James Madison is making the process look. So the 2 years you have to do it. So look at this. They're making it look very easy. Second year of transition and thus ineligible. Usually teams takes a couple of years to be that good. Now, first year FBS program, Sam Houston's 0-8. So, and Northwestern 1-11 last year. Got Pastor Shuttle fired. Quarterback Brennan Sullivan played the game of his career. 265, 2 touchdowns, rushed for 56. Maryland 5-3, 2-3. Wildcats 4-4, 2-3. Braun, who was North Dakota State defensive coordinator this time last season, and they're 4-4, playing out of their minds, man, out of their minds. And hey, Nebraska, I bashed them. They're 5-3, 3-2. They beat Purdue, who's terrible, 31-14. Have won 3 consecutive games, first time since 2016. Matt Rule just wins. Since a 45-7 loss to Michigan, they've allowed a average of 10 points per game against Illinois, Northwestern, Purdue are not great teams, but still, you only can play teams ahead of you. They're one of the 4 teams of the division ranked in the hundreds nationally in defense, and 3 of them, Huskers, Iowa, and Minnesota, are tied for first in the division. Hey, listen, they could go to a bowl game, and I think that's something. Go to a bowl game is something to – one win from their first bowl trip since 2016. That's a long time. A long time. And Tulane won the 8th straight road game dating back to last season. Tulane. How about that? Rice was playing to get into a bowl game, become bowl eligible. They haven't done it yet. As I said, Bruins won over Colorado. Sanders sacked 7 times. And this guy, Kalen Jones, posted, Colorado selling Travis Hunter youth jerseys at their UCLA road tailgate for $130. I'm sorry, $129.99 among a plethora of other CU primetime gear. Was told by manager they never sell out because she makes sure they're overstocked. It's not my first rodeo. That's crazy. Rangers won, a game. And did you see that? The Nottingham Panthers play hockey. Adam Johnson, who played in the NHL, passed away a freak accident where he got cut by a blade on his neck and bled out and died. That sucks. And how opponents are shooting on R.J. Barrett this year. Boston 3 for 11. Atlanta 6 for 16. New Orleans 4 for 11. R.J.'s holding them to a 34%. And a Clippers lover was saying how, bashing the Kings have a record of 665, 941 losses between October 29, 2003 and October 29, 2023. I'm like, well, dude, yeah, I hear that. And I'm like, come on, well, neither teams have won a championship. But if you keep staying in that same kind of mood, atmosphere kind of thing, where are you going? You can't keep saying we're losers. You have to set the bar a little higher and say, hey, we're changing the program here, which I feel that the Clippers really aren't, because I feel like I'm still waiting for them to be the great team I expect them to be. Whereas I think the Kings, playoffs last year and setting the bar a little higher, and we'll see if they can get it done this year. We'll see. Oh, interception. Who's playing? Dobbs. 9 for 16, 63 yards and 2 interceptions. A pass he should have never thrown. Yeah, he threw that into double coverage. You knew the minute he got rid of it, that was going to be bad. Kelly Marte, 18 consecutive playoff games with a hit. He had a 2-run single up the middle. They won 9-1 yesterday. Tied 1-1 heading back to Texas tomorrow. They 16 hits yesterday, 12 were singles, 3 sacrifice bunts, and they stole their 4th base of the series. Yeah, it's baseball. If you love baseball, you watch it. I'm not really watching it. I find baseball kind of slow, but I'll watch a little bit of it. It's still the World Series. I'm going to keep my eyes on things. And now all the guys went over to Saudi Arabia to play soccer, football. And the crowds there, for the most part, have been shit. Really shitty. I read this article in The Athletic that Jordan Henderson's final Liverpool appearance at Anfield in May, 53,000. When he turned out for El Ettifaq against Al Riyadh last Sunday, 696 people. He's played 9 matches in the Saudi Pro League since joining his new side in July, and although last weekend's match was the lowest attendance he's experienced, he played in front of 976 during a 3-1 win at Abba last month. The combined attendance for all 9 fixtures he's played in is 64,000 and change, not much more than the capacity at Anfield. Now, promotional material ahead of the season, it was claimed that 80% of the nation's population now engages with football either through watching, playing, or following. Of the 95 SPL matches for which attendance figures have been released, 18 has had a crowd lower than 1,000. That was not confined to a couple of clubs. 8 teams have had home crowds smaller than 4 figures. So Steven Gerrard's side was away at Al Ali last month, where there were 14,000 spectators. The biggest Al Ettifaq home crowd Henderson has seen at the Prince Mohammed bin Fahd Stadium in Dammam was for his debut against El Nassr in August, 13,930. So you're telling me, that's the thing. They have all this money to play the players. But, I mean, I got to be telling you, you take all that money and you're playing in front of nobody. And you know what? You got to say, was it worth the money? Is that what you're doing it for? Because then if you're doing that and you're playing in front of 676 people and you say, hey, I'm getting paid otherwise. I don't know about that. I don't know. I mean, I know the money is astronomical, but there's something to be said. It's like, it'd be like playing, if USFL gave out all this money and you're playing and let's just say you're Joe Burrow and they gave you $200-300 million to play football. Oh my God. So what the hell did he just do there? Jamar Chase tried to, Jesus Christ. Talk about a shit show. Jamar Chase tried to get a little bit more yards on the play. The ball went out of his hands, changed possessions. I'm like, dude, the one thing you're a receiver, you have your hands. Use your fucking hands. Hold on to the goddamn ball. Jags are unbeaten on the road. Oh, they're calling a penalty. What are they calling here? Let's see. What are they calling here? Oh. Okay, so here we go.
Pass to Chase. He was trying to extend for the first down. Ball is out. We'll be getting Gene involved with this when we come back.
You know what? I don't think he ever had possession of the ball. I think he was bringing the ball into his body. I think if they're going to review that, and they're going to review that's not a catch. No, he never had control of the ball. He was fumbling with it, trying to bring it in possession. Never happened. But the thing I'm talking about with this is that, you're playing this game and you're would Joe Burrow be happy making $200 million if he was playing in front of no fans? I don't think so. I don't think so at all. So, yeah, not even close. And Federer, Nadal said that Djokovic, the greatest of all time, and he goes, I'm not going to say I'm the best. No, I'm not going to say I'm the best of all time. It's not for me to say. I'll leave it to other people. I'm very proud that my biggest rivals say such things, but this discussion is for others. I'm honored to be a tennis player who is leaving his name in the history of tennis. It's not a priority for me. I need to stay focused on what's important to me. Think about this. Nadal, Djokovic, and Federer. Grand Slam titles, men. Grand Slam titles. Let's look at this. Grand Slam titles, men. Okay. Okay, the men's. No, I need totals. I don't need. No, Grand Slams. That's not what I want. Grand Slams, titles, men, most grand. Okay, so Djokovic is 24. 24, and then Djokovic is 24. Nadal has 22. Federer has 20. Then it's Sampras. Wow, 14. Emerson with 12. Borg with 11. Rod Laver with 11. Then William Titten with 10. Fred Perry, Agassi with 8. James Connors, Kenneth Rosewall, Ivan Lendl with 8. But think about that. If Andy Murray hadn't gotten hurt and he was top and he was winning tournaments at that during that time too. But you have 24, 22, and 20. 3 of the greatest players in the goddamn world. That's to say something, right? I mean, that's amazing. The players they had playing during that time. I mean, that's just amazing. The talent. And that's what I said to Michigan. I mean, first of all, he's won the most. Is he the greatest of all time? Because I think Serena is up there to be the greatest of all time. I don't think you can really say greatest of all time. You could say one of the greatest. I mean, he has the most majors, which should say, yes, he's won more majors than anybody. And he beat 2 other men to the title, which, I mean, that's a golden age of tennis. And nobody else, guys were in the tournament here or there, but these 3 guys were dominating tennis. That can be said. Serena dominated female tennis, women's tennis. And, I mean, it's hard to say greatest, but yeah, he's up there. And I like how he says, well, Nadal said that, didn't it? You play the game. When you're at the top like that, you're trying to break records. You just want to keep winning. It's never enough. You can always win more because there's someone else that's going to come along trying to break that record. So there's always a chance that you're going to, you something to go against. So I respect him, what he's done. I know Djokovic is kind of, pisses off a lot of people, but he's a hell of a player, man. He is a hell of a player. He's done a lot of shit, a lot of great shit. All right, so did I miss anything else here? Will Levis today. Falcons, they benched Desmond Ridder, which had to happen. There's a Halloween trailer. What is there? Marvel Studio Halloween? What the hell is this? What is this? Oh, it's a joke. It's a joke. I thought it was a real thing. Yeah. Yeah, we all thought it was real. It's just a funny commercial. I thought that was really real. I was like, oh my God, that would have been real. If that really was the case, I would have been like, damn, but it was not. It was not meant to be. Oh, and Lon reached out to me. What did Lon say? Lon said, I love the Giants, the worst football team ever. Can't believe they lost the game missing 2 gimme field goals. Wow, dude, Lon. I mean, at the end of the game, oh, they just threw the ball back. He just ran the ball into his own guy. Wow, Purdy is not getting the job done, man. Purdy has looked very ordinary. I'll tell you. Is he going to put in Sam Darnold? I think that Purdy has made a lot of bad. He goes to a end zone. They're in the red zone right now, and the guy for the Bengals looked like he went to the ground. I'm like, dude, what are you doing right there? So we're in the wishing hours, like to call it. All right, I just realized I'm running out of time, but yes, I totally agree with you, Lon. All right, let me get to some trivia question. Now Michigan's coming home, and I didn't think I was going to do a show today. I got a show in. First of all, thank you. We had a great time today, man. Great time. Harris. All right, let me do trivia. All right. Before becoming an official, oh shit, that's today. Okay, last show's trivia question was which team? Players in New York Knicks history 23 and under that scored 50 plus points in their team's first 2 games. Porzingis and RJ Barrett. Today's trivia question, which is kind of a cool one, hockey one. Before becoming an official NHL franchise, the Predators held a name the team contest. Which of these teams' names was not a finalist in the contest? Fury, Attack, Snow Leopards, or Ice Tigers? Which was not a name the team finalist for the Predators? Fury, Attack, Snow Leopards, and Ice Tigers. So thank you for today. Yeah, Levis should sponsor Levi's. Yeah, Josh, I don't disagree with that. I think it's a good one. I think it's a really good one. So, Josh, always thank you for listening. I know the light's a little crazy. Bumbles, thank you, Babs. Thank you, Harris. Thank you, Michigan. Great time at Connolly's today, 45th between 6th and 7th. I think I'm going to put them on. I'm going to find them on, and I'm going to say thanks, Connolly's, for a great time today. Okay, and send my love to my mom, Mrs. S, Michigan, Carol and Cal, because Carol tomorrow. Linda, feel better. Bill, feel better. Thomas, Stockton Socker, congrats. SUNY Marshall off, play next week. And UNC hockey, I think I'm going to get an interview with somebody, and I might be interviewing someone from USL. I forget, Bumbles told me who it is. I didn't take it down. The USL coaches. Shit, I got to see the guy's name. USL coaching staff. What was the guy's name? No, not USL, you fucking idiots. I swear to him. I've noticed I swear a lot now, but USL, no, not USC. Ugh. USL football. Oh my God, Raging Cajun football staff. Raging Cajun. Oh wait, that's what I want. Football team. All right, let me look this up. This is not what I wanted. What I want. Yeah, so I'm trying to find the football coach's name. That's not what I want. More. Michael Decimo. Decimo? I'm probably butchering his name. And they know one of the coaching staffs. That's not what I want. Schedule roster staff. Yes. Okay, so the coach is Mike. Is that who is it? Is it Mike Giuliani? Let me see. I think this is the guy. Mike Giuliani. Let me see. Yes. So they know. So Bumbles knows Mike. Giuliani. He is the assistant coach, outside linebacker coach. And I'm like, let's get him on. All right. So let's see if that'll happen in the future. Thank you all for listening. That's it. Peace out. Adios. Seem like I'm a little behind on the. Yeah, it seems like it's a little behind on the YouTube. All right. Peace out, everybody. Talk to you soon. Adios. I gotta go.